Hi, I'm Derek B., editor of the Peru Tribune, back with you today for another edition of Tomorrow's News, our daily video feature in which we tell you a little bit about what to expect in the next day's newspaper. Today is Tuesday, June 3rd, 2014, so I'll be telling you what you can expect to read in the Wednesday, June 4th print edition of the Peru Tribune or online tonight at perutribune.com. Again, it's a very fun paper, so let's get right to it. On our lead story, Eric Stoff has an update for us on the man who died at Mississinawa Lake on Sunday night. This was the second death over the weekend after one died in Wabash County on Saturday. The name of that man has been released. He's a Kokomo man. Unfortunately, we still don't know a cause of death yet. We'll continue to stay on that and track that story as it develops. On our display story, Eric went over to Go Ivy Day at Ivy Tech. They put their best foot forward, as it were. Showing off their nursing and culinary programs to attract new students. Really an interesting event, especially with their summer classes starting on Monday. Eric also wrote a preview for us of the Converse Fair, which is starting on Wednesday. I'll be out there on Wednesday night for harness racing, which is one of my favorite parts of the year. It's very historic out in Converse, and they always put on a great show out there. From Chad Abshire, he wrote a story about Monday night's Peru City Council meeting, where unfortunately things got a little bit ridiculous. As I enumerate on our editorial page, there was a lot of discussion of a roadside sales ordinance, which kind of spiraled from just not enforcing the ordinance to repealing the entire ordinance, which would have dissolved the entire planning commission. So really a bizarre story, and I hope that the city council and other city officials kind of regain their heads and solve this sooner rather than later in a civil way. Also on A1, we had two late-breaking stories. First, also from Chad, is an update in the battery case that we've been tracking for a couple of weeks now. This is the third day in a row actually we've written about it because another probable cause affidavit was released. These are the folks who were accused first of beating and confining a teen, then of pointing a gun at other teens. Apparently they are also now facing drug dealing charges. We'll definitely continue following that case. Also, a plane made a crash landing at Peru Municipal Airport on Tuesday morning. We got a full report on that from the Miami County Sheriff's Department. Looking forward to getting more details from FAA. Nobody was injured, only minor damage to the runway. Pretty major damage to the one-seater plane involved in that incident. On our education page, Chad had a story about Peru High School Choral Director Jason Gorto. He received a Nobel Prize, as it were. It's a Distinguished Education Prize, not one of the prizes like you think of with the Peace Prize. From a nomination by senior Majadi Adejokin, who said that she was a big influence on him. So really a great story there to see somebody doing good in our community for our youth. Finally, on the sports page, we have two stories. First from Nick Roby is about Chase Wilson, the Mechanical wrestler, has signed to wrestle at Manchester. And from Matt Wilson, a report on the Oak Hill baseball team. They fell in postseason play and their season is now over. Nick is actually out as we speak at North Miami's regional game at Couts. And Matt Wilson is also covering the Oak Hill softball regional game tonight. So expect a lot of regional action in softball in Thursday's paper. As always, you can read all of these stories in tomorrow.